From the News Channel 5 network, this is SportsLine.
Good evening, Nashville, and welcome to SportsLine. John Burton with you, our usual Wednesday extravaganza, with you for the next hour, talking sports with you. Great to be here on a Wednesday evening. Of course, a lot going on, and there's that feeling of it's over with the Nashville Predators, right? Less than a week removed from that Game 7 loss at San Jose. Curious to know, and you can tweet me at NC5_John Burton. You can also hit me up on Facebook, same thing. NC5_John Burton. Love to hear from you. Love to correspond with the listeners and viewers. I'm wondering, are you still watching the NHL playoffs? You know, it's down to 4 teams. You got the Penguins and the Lightning in the East, and of course the San Jose Sharks and the St. Louis Blues in the West. After the Preds have been eliminated, are you still watching the NHL playoffs? I'm not, quite honestly. I've switched over to the NBA playoffs. Eastern and Western Conference Finals going on there as well. A lot of interesting things going on with the Cavaliers, who absolutely blew out the Toronto Raptors, and of course the Oklahoma City Thunder out west that went into Oracle Arena and beat the Golden State Warriors in Game 1. Game 2 just getting ready to tip off right now. Game 1, of course, last night in the East. As we said, the Cleveland Cavaliers blowing out the Toronto Raptors. That looks like that's going to be a quick series for the James gang. Of course, Game 2 of that series coming up tomorrow night. Wondering, are you watching the NHL playoffs still, or are you watching the NBA playoffs, or are you just done with playoffs for right now, given that the Nashville Predators have been eliminated? Would love to get your thoughts on it. Also, last Sunday night on Sunday Sports Central, the show that I co-host with Steve Lehman every Sunday night after the late news over on News Channel 5, we do what's called takeaways. It's basically our weekly hot takes, commentary, whatever you want to say. And I basically saluted the Nashville Predator fans for their undying support of the team this year. Going to playoff games this year, and I went to several, pretty much every one. Going to playoff games this year was absolutely magical. The fans were incredible. And I had a long talk with a Preds player last night who told me that it's true. The players really fed off of what the crowds did. So once again, give yourselves a round of applause. And I'm curious to know, what's your outlook for the Predators for next year? Are you confident? Are you optimistic? Are you cautious? Where do you see this team? Can this team go one step further next year in your mind? Give us a call, 737-7767. You can also, as we said, hit me up on Twitter at NC5_John Burton. You can also hit me up on my personal Facebook page. NC5_John Burton is that address as well. So we'll talk some Preds with you. We're going to hear from David Poile and Peter Laviolette, who held a joint press conference today to kind of wrap up the season as they get ready for the offseason, which should be a very interesting offseason for the Nashville Predators, coming off their most successful playoff run in team history. Also, bottom of the hour, if you follow this show, you know that we support professional wrestling, especially on the independent circuit. Our buddy Chase Stevens, the natural 3-time world champion, will call in. He's going to be promoting some big shows in the Nashville and Middle Tennessee area next week, so we want to give you the jump on that. Always great to talk to Chase Stevens, the natural, excuse me. So he will join us at the bottom of the hour. We're definitely looking forward to that, plus your phone calls. Right now, we want to take you to Bridgestone Arena, this morning's press conference between David Poile and Peter Laviolette. Here's part 1 of the season ender for the Predators' top brass.
I figured I'd probably maybe start with the direction that I started with our team when we met the day after the season ended, 2 days after, and we had got back to the locker room, and we were moving forward from what had happened a couple nights before. And I think the first part of that would just be, addressing the Game 7. We're very, very disappointed, and we were depressed a couple days ago about losing that hockey game, and we had an opportunity to continue to play and move forward, and our guys were ready for that. They were down a road where they believed that they could be successful and they could win a Stanley Cup, and we fell short of that. And with that comes disappointment. And There isn't one person from the hockey ops side of things, from management to coaches to staff to players, that isn't disappointed that we're not still playing hockey today. Our goal was to push ourselves to try to become champions, and we fell short of that goal. I think at that point, with the players as well, I think you have to acknowledge that, and then you have to move on, and you have to look at the overall picture. Inside of the overall picture, there was a lot of good things that happened in Nashville this year. You know, our team was able to qualify for the Stanley Cup playoffs, and that's the first step in being able to win a championship, is you have to get into the playoffs, and we were able to do that for the second year in a row. You know, we played a really hard series against Anaheim, and our guys were faced with elimination games, and we were able to overcome those elimination games with victories and move on and play in the second round. We fell behind 2-0 in the series in round 2, and yet we were able to overcome that and fight back and get it to a Game 7 where we eventually lost. I posed a question to the players when the series was over, because we didn't play well in Game 7, and we're disappointed with that. Had we lost the game 3-2 in overtime, had we lost the game 5-0 and not played the way we're capable of playing, would we have felt any different? And the answer is probably no. We would have been disappointed because we weren't playing in the third round. And you know, we've got to deal with that, and we realize that. But at that point, going into Game 7, we had talked about it as a group. There was only 5 teams left out of 30 playing in the playoffs, and we were one of them. We had an opportunity to win that game. So from a bigger picture, there were steps that were taken in the right direction. There's room for improvement on things that we can continue to push and hopefully take the next step. But overall, it was there was a lot of good things that happened. I just wanted to take a minute and thank all of you guys, the media, because I feel like we got really good coverage, and we were well represented. It's been a great relationship, I think, between the media, our organization, our city, the fans, coaches, and we really appreciate your support and your coverage of our team. I want to take just a quick second and thank our fans, because it was truly a special, I think, a special feeling coming to our building, especially as the playoffs grew and moved on. The energy really seemed to crank up. There was a buzz down here. It was the city of Nashville. It was the organization. It was the fans and what they brought into the arena on a nightly basis, and it was building to something that, to be honest, I've never experienced anything like it before. Just from something that was building, and you could actually feel it and see it, and that energy was in the building, and we were so appreciative of that from our fans, because I've been in other buildings where it's just not that way, and we're thankful for that and the support that they've given us all year. There's other good things too, you know, from a standpoint as far as the playoffs go. We were able to push it further than we have as an organization before. We were able to bring an all-star game here that brought a lot of good to the city of Nashville, a lot of notoriety to us as a hockey town and a hockey city. And there's a lot of fun that came from that. I got to enjoy it as a fan with my family, and just thought it was awesome. One of the best that I've ever been to. The game was terrific, and the way we presented ourselves and put that event on, I thought was outstanding. So more good stuff. I think I'll probably turn it over to David at this point.
Okay. Yeah, let me just start by maybe following off where you're talking about, Peter. I want to thank you, the media, and our fans. I mean, I've been here for all 18 years, and this was a tremendous ride. I've never seen so much passion for a team or a city. Those games, and I've been in hockey a long time. Those home games were unbelievable in terms of the noise level, the fan participation, the on-ice performance of the players. I mean, so many people to thank. The Titans got involved, the Sounds, Vanderbilt, MTSU, Music Row, Bridgestone, so many other people to thank. But that's certainly in the memory bank, and certainly bodes well for the future of this franchise. And again, as I always remember when I came here, we always used to say Nashville, non-traditional hockey market. Well, I'm not saying that anymore because this is the hockey city, and we got great fans. The season marked a lot of highs and lows. Inconsistency was one constant that we had until probably late January and February. You know, we came into the season with high hopes based on how well we did the previous year, and we got off to a really good start. We got off to an 11-3-3 start, but that inconsistency from November to January certainly gave us some time to just sort of think about things, and I think that's what really led to the Ryan Johansson trade. That was a big trade. Obviously, didn't want to lose Seth, but that was a really good trade for both teams, and it was served a specific purpose and filled a specific role, and I think it really was the catalyst to get our team going in the right direction. I'm proud of what our team accomplished. As Peter said, the first goal is to make the playoffs, and never take this lightly in this league right now with so much parity. In the playoffs in Anaheim, who were the top team in the West, we won 3 of the 4 games in Anaheim. We came back from being down 2-3. We won 2 elimination games. Against San Jose, we were 0-2, and then we were 2-3, and we forced a 7th game. And all 3 wins against San Jose, we had to come from behind. So in total, we were 3-1 elimination games, and we're 0-2 starting the series in San Jose. So I felt that we won like 5 crucial games. It was also the first 2 7 games that we played in our history. It was our first 2 home overtime wins in our history. Obviously, one of those was a triple overtime game, which will certainly be in our memories for a long time. You know, our group is a really good group, despite the inconsistency that I referenced to. We have a really good group. It starts with our leadership. I mean, our leaders, Shea, Neeler, Fish, Roman, Pekka. I mean, they set the tempo for our team, and when the job needs to get done, these guys are there to get it done. I'm really proud of some of the things that happened in the playoffs. Obviously, the bounce back, if you will, for Colin Wilson. A lot of good individual play. Pekka's play was stellar in the playoffs, and especially in the elimination games. Looking ahead here a little bit with a quick review. I mean, we were only one of 2 teams in the NHL this year that had 6 players that had 50 or more points. Only one of 2 teams, which again bodes well with what we've been trying to do with Peter at the helm, trying to get our team to be more offensive. So we had 6 guys. Forsberg had 64 points, Josi, Johansson, Neal, Weber, and Ribeiro. We only had 3 guys that did that last year. We had 2 30-goal scorers in Forsberg and Neal. We didn't have any 30-goal scorers last year. And we were the only team in the NHL that had 2 defensemen that were among the top scoring defensemen, and the only team to have 2 reaching 50 points, and that was Josi and Shea Weber. In goal, Pekka had 34 wins this year. That's his 3rd most in his career. And down the stretch, when it really counted, the last 19 games, Pekka was 14-3-2.
All right, David Poile and Peter Laviolette from the Predators holding their season-ending press conference today. That is part 1. We will get to part 2 after the break as they continue to break down this past season and look ahead to next season. Don't forget, bottom of the hour, the natural Chase Stevens, 3-time pro wrestling world champion, will join us. He's got some big shows coming up next week in the Middle Tennessee area, and we want to get you all the information on that. It'll be great to have Chase on the show. So stay with us. We're just getting started here on SportsLine. We're coming back after this.